Hey, good morning. It is Tuesday, May 12th, 2009, edition of the Question Blog Talk Radio Conversation with me, Doug Pagitt, your weekday host from 10 to 11. And today's Tuesday. That makes it Religion Day here on Blog Talk Radio. We will be joined in the second half of the show with theologian Tony Jones. Now, those who wonder how this show works, it runs for a full hour. The second half an hour includes a guest call-in host who brings us a topic of the day. On Tuesdays, that's religion. On Wednesdays, that's home repair, home remodeling. On Thursdays, that's parenting. On Fridays, it's politics. On Mondays, it's natural health. And on Tuesdays, today, it's Religion Day with theologian Tony Jones. Hey, but we got religion all day. We got religion in the whole hour, frankly. Partly, you're going to hear from my voice that I had a rough night last night. Look at his eyes. Look at those eyes. They're swollen, those of you watching on the video stream. By the way, those of you watching on YouTube, these were broken into 10-minute segments. So when I speak about the second half of the show, that's after the third segment. So that's segments 4, 5, and 6. But hey, here's why my eyes look so swollen. My voice sounds so raspy. It's pretty much because I spent the night last night at a Bruce Springsteen concert, and this is how a 42-year-old guy looks for the night at a Bruce Springsteen concert. I can't imagine how a 60-year-old Bruce Springsteen looks after a Bruce Springsteen concert, but it was fabulous. Went over to St. Paul, slumming it over in St. Paul, so I go to a good show, and it was a good one. I've been to this is my fourth, which is not a lot in the annals of Bruce Springsteen fans, I can tell you that. I was standing behind a woman last night who said this was her 80th show. 80th. I'm not even sure that's true. I didn't want to question her right then because I was just like, what if it is true? It's a little weird. You're a little obsessive, maybe. A little tight. So we went to the show. There were three of us traveling together, and I had a couple of friends that were up in another section. And we tried to win the lottery like we did last year, because last year I put my chest on the stage and Bruce Springsteen played his guitar 4 inches from me until I played it with my hand. Because that's what he does. He comes down in the front and lets everybody play. And we didn't win the lottery. Instead, we were back about 15 people deep, which really isn't very far. I mean, I could see his eyes for the whole show. So had a great, great time. It was a long concert. First of all, in order to get down there at the time that we got down there, in order to get your wristbands, we had to get down there before 5:30. So we chose to get down there about 3:30 or so. And then we picked up our wristbands. And then that has a number on it. And after you go through your number, then you go away, and they're going to come bring you back. They're going to line everybody up. There are about 1,500 people or 1,100 people, something like that, who had these wristbands with the numbers on them. They line them up, and then they pull a number out, and they read off that number. And this case, they took the 600 people from that number up. So they picked one that was like 750, and I was at number 450, which means I was a long way from that, because they went 700 up to the top number, which was whatever, 11, and then they went back into the 200, so we were in that middle section. So anyway, but a couple of people, won the lottery as I did last year, and they got to go right up in the front. And he really worked the front crowd last night. It was a fabulous, fabulous show. It was long again. We got down there about 3:30, then went to a little dinner, and then had to be back at 5:30. So at 5:30 we started lining up. We were there a little early, 5:15. So we're lining up from 5:15 until the show started at 8:15. So that's 3 hours of standing there. Then the concert starts at 8:15 and ran until 11 o'clock. That's 2 hours and 45 minutes. So basically we were standing from 5:15 until 11 o'clock with 6 hours on my feet. My hips hurt when I got home. My groin was sore. I was feeling it in the back of my legs. It was a tough night. But I'll tell you what, if you've never been to a Bruce Springsteen concert and you're not a total lame-o, you really ought to go. Look, if you don't know the music, shame on you, and you should learn it ahead of time, because I think it really helps a lot. But even if you don't, I think you'd have to say to yourself, this is fantastic. First of all, these people are old. Other than there was a little special last night. There was a little treat for the first half of the show. The drummer is a guy named Max Weinberg, and Max plays on Conan O'Brien's show unless Bruce Springsteen calls, and then he hits the road. But he's the normal drummer. In the first half of the show, he wasn't drumming. It was his 18-year-old son who was drumming, and it was, come on, this kid is a drummer, baby. Yeah, he just did great. So it was fun. Long, like I said, I think 26 or 27 songs that he sang last night. He improvised at least 5 of them. He does this little thing where he goes around and he picks out of the crowd signs that people have with songs on them. He does a handwritten song list before each show, and they put this up on BruceSpringsteen.net, and you can see the playlist from all the previous concerts. So he writes one out, and then he leaves some blanks. So in this case, he said he was going to play 25 songs. I think they ended up playing 26, 27. Got to count through them all. And so then he was improvising. He was making up some new ones. He was saying, let's do this. He pulled, anyway, he left 3 spots open on that list of 25 so that he could pick signs out of the crowd and do those songs. And it was fabulous, to say the least. But I'll tell you, it takes the you're singing so loud. I have no idea how loud I'm singing because it's so loud in the arena that I couldn't hear myself. The only thing that kind of ruined it was we're back there, on the main floor, and it's just standing room only, so people are kind of milling around. And there were a couple of total jackasses in there that were just, causing trouble, and security had to come get them out. In fact, a woman behind us, not related to these guys, but just the show, passed out. So there was a little altercation a couple times, having to put your hands on guys and pull them out and say, you're ruining this for me, and you got to get out of there. I don't want to do that at a Bruce Springsteen concert. I'm singing Waiting on a Sunny Day, and I got to grab a drunk guy who's just trying to make his way up another 4 or 5 feet and pull him back and tell him to get out of there or things are going to get ugly. So, are you kidding me? Having to do that? He, in the middle of the encore, which was 6 songs long. 6 songs long. Someone's saying no chat room today? There's chat room. People are talking here in the chat room on the Ustream that there's chat room. There is chat, baby. I don't know why they're saying there's no chat room. I'm not seeing that. I don't understand it. Am I supposed to be doing something to make the chat rooms happen? So anyway, it was a terrific time. It was just great. But there's a little irony because he's singing a song called "Hard Times," which was written in 1855, and basically the lyrics of the song are "Hard times, don't come around here no more." Stay out of here. And a woman behind us passes out. I had to have the security come in the middle of it, scoop her up and take her out. It was a little ironic. Hard times, you've been at my door. Hard times, we don't want you around here no more. And this woman passes out, so wasn't quite working. But I'm telling you, I'm going to go to the break here, the video break here in a minute, and when we come back, I've got a little something to play for you, and it's from the concert, and it's why it fits into Religion Tuesday. And I'm telling you, these Bruce Springsteen concerts, I don't want to ruin it, but he sets them up as if they're a revival. And that's what happens. There's audience response. There's people raising their hand. It's unbelievable. So we're going to get to that. We're also going to get to a couple of other news stories here in the course of our half an hour today before Tony Jones joins us. That's going to include a little update from Mars, a little update from outer space, a little update from Obama just poking an eye of these Catholics, and the conservative Christians are at it again in Ohio. So that's going to be part of our show here for the course of our morning. We will, as you know, run the full half an hour. So if you listen on the Blog Talk Radio side or on the podcast, nothing to worry about. Just keep it rolling. If you're listening on the Ustream side, you can just keep it rolling. But if you're watching on the recorded archives of the show, then every 10 minutes the show starts and stops. So we appreciate you all being with us for the Blog Talk Radio conversation. me, Doug Pagitt, your host. News updates brought to you by the Onion Radio Network.
Those damn bluegrass people are